I rather enjoyed A Very English Christmas. This is also called Christmas in the Cotswolds. This was released this year in 2023. It's directed by Tim Clague and Danny Stack and written by Imogen Cooper. And it stars Kimberley Nixon as Emma and Poppy Gilbert as Amy. We also have Lewis Griffiths as Dylan. And Emma travels from the States to England because her half sister Amy is getting married. And as Emma is an event planner, obviously her sister has asked her to help plan her event, and it's very last minute. We are talking weeks. We have weeks to prepare this, and she works alongside the best man, Dylan, to help create this wedding. And honestly, not much more than that happens. There are problems that arise, little problems here and there that they have to try and overcome, but there's nothing too intense or too dramatic. And I kind of like that. When it comes to Christmas rom-coms, I don't necessarily need the narratives to be full of too many twists and turns, because they're always, well, when they're done right, they're heartwarming, inviting, pleasant, really fun to follow sometimes. And I think this one is really fitting that criteria. It's very festive. There's a really nice amount of Christmas in it. The characters are all really likable, and I didn't pick up on anything that shouldn't be there. And I say that because when an American production company does a film set in Britain or England, sometimes they can be really corny and cheesy and full of mistakes, and the dialogue wouldn't be things that English characters would actually say, but actually that's not the case here. And I think part of the reason for that is because one of the directors is actually British, and there are various other British people involved in it. So I think there were enough people involved to say, actually, we can make an authentic English film, or at least a film set in England. And as I said, I didn't pick up on any inaccuracies or anything in the dialogue that shouldn't be there. If anybody did, please feel free to point those out. But the point being there is that it felt suitably English, and I have absolutely no complaints with that. And it was actually filmed in England. I don't know if it was all filmed in England or if some of the sets were constructed in the States, but I know that it was apparently filmed in Bournemouth at the very least. And the sets, the scenery, everything is perfectly fine. No issues there. The characters are also really likable. I don't think there was anything wrong with the way they reacted to the situation. They felt very believable, very genuine responses. And as far as the romantic aspect goes, I was buying into it. The relationship that began to grow between Emma and Dylan as they worked together on the wedding plans, I thought was pretty realistic and also had a good pace. Sometimes with Christmas rom-coms, the romance aspect can seem too much too soon, but that's not happening here, so I have no issues there. Decent amount of Christmas, nice enough characters, no problems at all. If you're looking for a Christmas rom-com that you haven't seen and you particularly like ones set in England, then A Very English Christmas or Christmas in the Cotswolds is worth checking out. I don't know which title I prefer. I think I kind of prefer A Very English Christmas, but I'm not too fussed. Either way, the film itself is really good and I think definitely worth checking out.